to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Here in Williams County, we believe that no veteran should feel forgotten. Our Veteran Service Office is here to serve, helping with VA claims, pensions, healthcare enrollment, and so much more. We're veterans serving veterans with dignity, honor, and respect. Reach out to us today to see how we can help, because the only veteran we can assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
Back at Bryan High School on the Bryan Athletic Boosters countdown to tip-off. Let's talk keys to the game for both teams tonight. See what the coaches had to say. Keys to the game brought to you by the Carlin Company Realty and Auctioneers, your hometown real estate company for 45 years. They've consistently remained #1 in Williams County and the surrounding areas since 2007. Call us for all of your real estate needs. So what do we have for keys tonight, Coach Meister?
For the Lady Streaks, Coach Ziegler, he has an advantage on the inside, especially with Miley Garricky, who is tremendous on the offensive board. So he is going to point out rebounding. I think he's going to talk about the offensive end as much as the defensive end. Minimize turnovers. The Bears have been able to turn people over, especially in critical moments, and convert the free throw line. For as well as Archbold shoots it, they have not been very good at the free throw line this year. I don't think they have anybody near 70%, which is a little bit unusual. So I think for Coach Ziegler, he's concerned if they get to the line, will they be able to convert on the free throws? Because like I said, they have struggled there this year.
Yeah, Garricky comes in shooting about 68%. And then out of their other four starters, it's 49%, 42%, 33, and 25. So definitely a weakness in a team that's undefeated right now, and something that Coach Ziegler would like to see get better, especially as you get deeper and deeper into big league games and then on into the tournament.
And it is interesting is a team that shoots as well as Archbold, that is just how much free throws are a mental block sometimes. You know, when you have one person all of a sudden who doesn't shoot well, it seems to get a little bit contagious. You don't shoot well as a team. I think that's what we've seen happen with Archbold this year.
All right, so let's look at the Lady Bears. What are the keys tonight for the Bears to get off? If they can get out to a 1-0 start in the league, that's big. I think if you look at the NWOAL, if you're the Lady Bears who are kind of chasing people above them, when Delta, Patrick Henry, and Archbold, you got to get two of those three at least to have yourself a chance later on in the year for at least a share of the league.
Right, so you want to get the first one and not put pressure on yourself for the other two, or give yourself a little bit of leeway. For the Lady Bears, Archbold's going to run that Princeton offense, and we've seen the boys Bears team run a little bit of a hybrid of that Princeton. I think Archbold's a little bit more of a true Princeton offense because Garricky can step out and shoot that 15, 16, 17-footer, so that high post becomes really valuable in that. Rebound at both ends of the floor, and we saw that against Defiance in the first half. They just were not good defensively rebounding, gave up 7 or 8 offensive rebounds in the first half, and really put themselves in the hole they were lucky to dig out of. This is an Archbold team that can feast on the offensive rebound, so Bears have to box out. Then finally take care of the basketball, which they have been really good at this year. Archbold is going to press. That's one thing when Coach Ziegler brought in Billy Hugg. Billy likes to press. He likes to get full court. The Lady Bears are going to have opportunities to score off that press, but they got to attack the basket intelligently and not get themselves into a pace of play they do not want.
Yeah, and in a constant theme, it seems like, as we have seen girls basketball, even boys a little bit here at Northwest Ohio, Archbold's not extremely deep. They've got 5 girls that have played good minutes, and then they can't go real deep, or have not yet gone real deep into their bench. So if they press, how long can they? If they get into foul trouble, who's that bringing in off the bench? Lady Bears sit about the same way, where they've played, you said the other night, played 8 or 9, but when it gets right down to tight times, it's more like 6 or 7. All right, so let's meet tonight's game officials. Tri-State Vision Center has been serving the area since 1977. Contact us at either our Bryan or Montpelier offices for all of your eye care needs. Tonight's officials, as assigned by the NWOAL, are Paul Stahl, Nick Borajevich, and Stan Keeler. We are going to stay right here. We're about 50 seconds away from our national anthem and starting lineups. This pregame show has been brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters. We'll be right here to talk about, I think we're going to look at the Lady Bears and talk about, again, a little bit about how important this ball game is to them and getting off to a good start in the league. Really good teams that they're chasing, Patrick Henry, Delta, and Archbold. And you got a chance at home, and I think you got to take advantage of your home games to have that opportunity.
Any team that's going to win the league, you have to defend your home floor. And I don't care if you're playing someone better than you or if you're playing someone worse than you. It really doesn't matter. In our league, you have to defend the home floor. And when you have a chance against a team that, and let's face it, if we play well, we do have a chance to win tonight on your home floor. Boy, like you said, you have to take advantage of that.
All right, we're ready to get things rolling here at Bryan High School. We're going to kick it down to Aaron Hughes at the scorer's table to get things underway.
For tonight's basketball game featuring the Archbold Blue Streaks and your Bryan Golden Bears. Ladies and gentlemen, America is a land of free and home of the brave, and that freedom has been afforded to us by the dedication and sacrifice of brave servicemen and women currently deployed throughout our communities and around the world, and many others who have come before us. To thank these extraordinary men and women, to honor our nation, would you please rise in the playing of our national anthem. In order to make tonight's contest as enjoyable as possible, please represent your school and community in a positive and respectful manner. That means follow the rules, speak and act responsibly, show courtesy and respect for your fellow fans, the officials and coaches, the administration and authority figures, and of course your team and their opponents. Let's make tonight's contest great and remember to respect the game. Thank you. Now to meet the teams. First for the guests on the scoreboard, the Archbold Blue Streaks. Starters for Archbold, number 10, Charlie Ford. Number 12, Claire Kern. Number 14, Molly Gerke. Number 15, Reagan Wint. And number 21, Molly Harris. Varsity coaches Ryan Ziegler, assisted by Bill Hub, Courtney Stewart, and Charles Sharp. Arnold. Ladies, let's play ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 1
see one of the best freshman athletes in the area tonight, Molly Harris.
Yeah, really impressive numbers, starting for an undefeated basketball team. So I have high expectations for her as Archbold works here in the half court against the Bears man-to-man.
I believe she was our leading hitter in volleyball on that regional team this year, and she is a tremendous athlete.
Archbold takes the ball to the basket. Claire Kern took the ball to the block, kind of threw the shot up wildly. Josie Arnold came down with the ball, and now the Bears are going to work in the half court against a 2-3 zone from the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, this looks like it's a 2-3 matchup zone.
Skip pass from Piper Hanna to Avery Ann Fisher in the corner, gets knocked out of bounds. And you can see that back line playing really high for Coach Ziegler in that 2-3 also.
Yeah, a little bit like our boys team. When you play that matchup zone, you can afford to step up and play that volleyball line on the back line, and you're correct. That's exactly what Archbold is doing. Makes it a little more difficult to make that wing pass, just as we see.
Piper Hanna's pass gets picked off on the wing. Then Josie Arnold steals it back from Molly Harris. Arnold will get to Fisher in the corner. She'll let the three fly off front iron, no good. Contest for a rebound there between her and Miley Garricky. Archbold with the ball now in the front court. Forward has it in front of the Bryan bench. Her pass to Garricky. Curran works off a curl. She attacks the basket. Boy, that'll look like Maya Langham beat her to the spot, had her feet set, but she's going to be called for a block. And that'll put Claire Kern at the line. Sophomore comes in shooting 42% from the line, averaging 8 points.
Yeah, that's a tweener call, boy. I thought she was set. I don't know if he thought she was too far into the basket or what it was. And there we saw that Princeton offense for that high post. They got a nice back cut off of that.
Kern's first free throw from the Welling Construction free throw line, no good, off back iron. Welling Construction, third-generation family-owned general contractor for quality custom homes, renovation products, and commercial work. Call them at 419-636-3712. Kern's second free throw is good. That gives Archbold an early 1-0 lead on the main stop scoreboard. Langham works against some pressure. Her pass gets batted out of bounds by Claire Kern.
We alluded to the press in pregame, and Archbold likes to do that. You see right there, they're going to pick their times of when they're going to press and when they're trapped. So Lady Bears are going to have to figure out that press and how to take advantage of it.
And Archbold's long, a little bit longer than the Bears, so I think the guards will have a little bit of trouble in the backcourt seeing over the top. As Piper Hanna's going to launch a three, long off back iron, rebound comes down to Harris. She gets the ball up to Garricky, to Kern, and Kern's going to go attack again. Skip to forward, left side three is good. Gives Archbold a 4-0 lead on the main stop scoreboard. As the Bears work again against full court pressure, Piper Hanna picks her dribble up. Ball pass gets contested, turned over in the paint. We got a tie up underneath between Josie Arnold and Miley Garricky. Bears will keep possession. Right there, Piper Hanna probably just has to keep her dribble and attack or swing it a little bit quicker.
Archbold now switching to a 1-3-1. Again, I still believe this is going to match up, so it'll take the shape of the offense, but just to give the Bears a different look out front.
Avery Ann Fisher finds Thiel, who finds Arnold, who finds the back iron. Shot doesn't go. Avery Ann Fisher tries to get in and contest forward with the ball. She's going to get called for a reach. So 2 fouls on the Bears. First one on Fisher. Arnold got a good look, couldn't get it to go, and then Fisher fouled on the rebound.
And that's when Avery Ann's just got to back off. You can't be 90 feet from the basket and foul because she was in no offensive threat. They get secure the rebound, get back on defense and play, because that foul may be big later on in the game.
All of them seem to matter, especially when they're that far away from the hoop. Archbold with a 4-0 lead. 5:20 left in the opening frame. Harris tries to attack right baseline, trying to draw some contact. Good defense by Amaya Langham. We'll get a travel call out of Harris.
Langham with a nice job of holding her position right there and not letting her get to the baseline.
Arnold inbounds to Thiel. And Thiel's going to get bumped by Claire Kern, so there'll be a foul on the Blue Streaks. Their first, her first. 5:14 on the clock, 4-0 Archbold on the main stop scoreboard. Opening quarter here at Bryan High School tonight. Bryan and Archbold, both their openers in the NWOAL. Arnold inbounds to Piper Hanna, and Archbold back in the 2-3 now. And you see that length of Archbold takes away a lot of gaps when the back line plays high. As Lang gets a good look at three from in front of the Archbold bench. Ball came down into Avery Ann Fisher's hands, but she was standing on the end line. So that'll go to Archbold. Went inbounds. Tried to get it to Kern, tipped away by Avery and Fisher. Both teams will reset. Bears in their full court man-to-man. Ball comes into Kern, who works against Fisher. She hands off to Went. Archbold moves it around now. Harris has it on the right side, back up to Kern. Kern swings to forward. Archbold gets into more of their half-court offensive set now. Harris thought about the three, didn't take it, tried to stick it into Charlie Ford off of her knee. Archbold turns it over. Bryan looks to push quick. Thiel drops to Arnold. Forces a three up. A lot more glass than anything else. Off a long rebound by Archbold. And they're quickly up the floor. Long skip from forward. Deep three for Harris. And she misses long, put a little too much on that deep three. Rebound Avery and Fisher. Fisher's going to look to push. And she tries to step through some contact. The officials are going to discuss.
I think they both had the same call. They just want to make sure that they had the same call on the shot. It should be a block and 2 free throws.
Oh, boy. They took a long time to discuss, and then the same guy who made the block call on this end is going to call a charge down here from trailing behind the play when Paul Stahl was in front of it, and I think he had the call.
Yeah.
Biggest problem with that, sorry, Coach Meister, is that's 2 on Avery and Fisher, so she's going to go to the bench, and she'll be sitting there for a while as we get Vollmer and Hepker checking in for the Bears.
2 things on that. One, that is why we were so concerned about Avery Ann's first foul that far from the basket, because now she's got
Amen.
2. The second, though, that's Paul Stahl's call. And this has always been my issue with the 3-man crew at times. If he's watching the ball and Paul's watching the ball, we're not paying 3 officials to all watch the ball. They have zones they should be watching. It's not even his call. So, again, as a coach, not criticizing officials, just as a coach, that's really frustrating.
Right. That was why they added the extra person. And we're going to get an over and back call there. Good pressure on the ball by the Bears defense. Piper Hannah, Miley Vollmer do a great job, force a turnover. So the Lady Bears still trying to get on the board. 3.5 minutes left in the opening frame. 4-0 lead for Archbold on the main stop scoreboard. Langham gets it across the line to Piper Hannah. Piper Hannah up high on the right side against that extended Archbold defense.
Like you said, they are long. They take away passing lanes. They get in gaps. It just makes it look like there's 6 or 7 players on the floor.
This looks like a small floor with all of those arms. As Arnold takes a 3, it won't go. Gets her own rebound, hits the 8-footer, and the Bears are on the board. 4-2 lead for Archbold.
Really smart basketball play by
There's a deflection and a turnover. Nice job by the Bears. Piper Hannah with the deflection, and then Claire Kern trying to get it back, knocks it out of bounds.
Really smart fundamental play on the offensive floor by Josie Arnold. She missed her shot. I think she read it was long early. She stepped in front of the defender, got her offensive rebound, and put it back. Just a good, smart, fundamental hustle play right there.
Every old basketball coach in the building is going to love her for following her own shot.
They do.
Bears go now with more of a 2 high guard look. Langham and Hannah up top. You got Hepker and Vollmer working together in the post, and Arnold working the baseline a little bit more, trying to figure out the openings against this Archbold zone defense. Ball swings around to Arnold on the left side, back up top to Hannah. Vollmer skips to Langham. Langham, nice sidestep 3, doesn't go off front iron. Chased down by Piper Hannah. Great hustle by Piper Hannah. Recognized where that ball was going to go. Got to it in a hurry. Saves the possession for the Bears. 2:20 left in the opening quarter. 4-2 Archbold leads. Bears still trying to figure out what they want to do against this Archbold zone. Langham has it. Skip to Hannah. Finds Arnold in the corner. Shot fake. Sidestep. That 3 is going to be long again. So Josie Arnold struggling a little bit early from 3. Archbold now in the front court. Forward to Garricky. Looks like she took a couple steps. No call on the travel, no call on the contact. All things are even. Piper Hannah kicks it back to Josie Arnold. 3 off front iron, no good. First time Bryan got a good look really in an offensive possession, not able to get that one to go, and pushed out of transition. Harris has got it, now gets it up top to Went, to Garricky. Gerke keeps off the curl action, tries to go through some contact. A lot of contact, no call again. Arnold's got the rebound, brings it across the line. 1:15 left. Arnold finds Vollmer. Right corner three. Off back iron, won't go. Rebound to Harris. Looks to push to Gerke. Hit her in the back, but soft hands. Gerke gathers it. Kern fires quickly. Misses everything. Kind of rushed that shot. Just under a minute left. And offense is at a premium right now, Coach Meister.
Yeah, neither team has turned it over a bunch. They just haven't been able to make baskets. Some of the shot selections have been a little questionable, but for the most part, they've gotten some fairly good looks.
And I think the defense has got a lot to do with that. They're not giving up good looks, and they're challenging. There, Maya Langham got to look for three. I think Harris might have gotten a piece of that.
She did.
Went, pushes, kicks to forward. Same spot she was before. Charlie Ford at least showed up to shoot the ball. She's got 2 threes, and that gives Archbold a 7-2 lead.
Yeah, that's a shooter Bryan has to be able to find. Charlie Ford, one of the premier three-point shooters in the area. You cannot let her get her shoulders square and set. She's deadly.
Came in with 12 made threes on the year. She's got 14 now, and Archbold's got a 5-point lead, and there's a turnover again for the Bears. Langham tried to stick it into the high post. Stands in front of Claire Kern, and Claire Kern is going to pick up her second foul on the charge, and I think the second charge Maya Langham got tonight, but 50-50 I guess isn't bad. So 2 fouls in the quarter for Archbold, both on Claire Kern. And the clock never stopped, so that last, however much time was on the clock, not much, under 10, just ran out. So we get the clock adjusted here on the main stop scoreboard.
And you have one official who is, well, I'm not sure what the back position, right or left, but one of those should be watching the clock, so they should know how much time to put back on.
4.9 is decided upon. So the Bears have just under 5 to inbound, try to get a shot up here. 7-2 Archbold leads near the end of the first quarter. Langham dribbles into a trap. Josie Arnold will heave from half court. And that's the way the quarter will end. Ice cold shooting from the Golden Bears. Pretty good defense on both ends. Archbold with a 7-2 lead. We'll be back at Bryan High School.
Fallen on hard times? At the Williams County Veteran Service Office, we're here when life gets tough. We provide emergency financial assistance for housing, food, and utilities, plus transportation to VA medical appointments. Whether you need help today or just someone who understands, we're ready to serve. Please reach out to see what we can do for you, because the only veteran.
All right, back at Bryan High School. Got 1 quarter in the books here. Archbold with a 7-2 lead. Lady Bears did not score until about 4 minutes into that first quarter.
Yeah, and Bryan for that quarter attempted 13 field goals. 11 of those were threes. And that's the one thing that matchup zone can do, is you can start to settle for threes, and I think they did. So one of the adjustments I fully expect is them to talk about how they're going to attack that matchup zone. And the hard thing about a matchup zone is you can play a 2 guard, you can take an odd front 1 guard. That zone is going to match up with however your offense is. Sometimes you're just better off running your man-to-man offense against it, or overloading a side so they have to shift their zone over. So let's look for overloads or man-to-man offense against this Blue Streak defense.
Archbold had the opening possession, and they turned it over. Charlie Ford's pass got picked off, or a pass to Charlie Ford, I should say, and the paint got picked off. So the Bears took the ball away on the first possession, pushed it ahead, ball got tipped away, and they were going to kick by Harris. Molly Harris kicks that on the backside as Miley Vollmer tried to find Kelsey Thiel. Vollmer, Thiel, Hannah, Arnold, and Kidston on the floor for the Lady Bears. Inbound pass from Hannah to Arnold. Her 3 in the corner, no good again, doesn't hit anything. It might be time to put that thing in the holster and start looking for some different looks, Coach Meister, because now that's 0 for 12 for the Bears from 3.
Yeah, they just can't settle, and I think Archbold's going to give that look up. The initial offensive possession, they overloaded the side and got that look inside, so I think they need to go back to that.
Aubrey Hurst in the ball game for the Blue Streaks, now has it left side in front of the Bears bench. She gets it to forward, left elbow, gets all the way to the basket. And forward's got 8, Archbold has 9, and they have a 7-point lead on the Bears, 9-2, a minute into the second quarter at Bryan High School. And if the Lady Bears are going to continue to get looks from outside, we're going to have to find somebody that's got the range, and so far we haven't found that player.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to go to a high-low post and try to get 3 to 4 players on one side to make Archbold shift that defense to get some looks and then attack the basket when they swing it.
A couple of long skip passes from Hannah to Arnold, back to Hannah. Hannah's going to take that one off glass. We're going to take him however we can get him right now. Piper Hannah breaks the seal from the three-point line, banks one in from the right side in front of the Archbold bench. Shot went, most importantly, cut into that Archbold lead a little bit as Archbold just throws it away. Hurst just chucked it up in the middle. Pressure has been good against Archbold. If Bryan can get some offense going, they've been really good defensively at forcing turnovers early here against the Blue Streaks.
That's the 8th turnover Bryan has forced against Archbold. This is an Archbold team that takes care of the basketball pretty well.
Jesse Kidston gets fouled by Molly Harris. First foul on her, first foul on the Streaks this quarter, as Emmy Miller will check in and give Piper Hannah a break. Piper Hannah's been the one who's been asked to defend a 16-point-a-night Charlie forward, and that hasn't been easy so far. Lady Bears have it in. Josie Arnold works up top with the Amaya Langham. And there's Emmy Miller, flashes to the elbow. She kicks to Amaya Langham on the backside. Penetration gets taken away.
Good basket attack.
Arnold skips to Kidston, back to Arnold. At least the ball's moving better. Arnold's three is short. Rebound, Kelsey Thiel gets poked away. Miller had a shot at it. We're going to get a held ball. Bears are going to keep it here off of the jump ball, have possession underneath the basket.
Bears doing a little better job of getting to the paint at least the first few possessions here. I'd like to see them finish it off with a drive or to draw a foul and get themselves to the line, but a little better job of attacking that matchup.
Arnold inbound to Miller. Miller's got it up top against forward, gets it to Arnold. Swing to Langham, attacks into the paint.
Nice.
Jump stop pass. Miller shot fake. Got a great look, just doesn't draw any iron. Ball's going to go off Archbold, out of bounds to Bryan. Came off hard on the backside. Archbold defender got a hand on it, ricocheted off, and ended up on the Archbold bench. 5:41 left in the half, 9-5. Archbold leads the Bears. A lot of good defense, shaky offense. One's probably caused by the other. Lady Bears have possession now. Maya Langham, skip to Kidston. Kidston back to Langham. Langham finds Miller at the free throw line. Turned to pass it to no one that was there. Drug her back foot. Piper Hannah will check in. Brea Hepker will check in as Miller and Thiel go to the bench and get a rest for the Bears. Archbold will bring it up the floor. Bears get a trap in the backcourt on her. She's able to get it away to Went. Went across to forward. Now Archbold has it in the half court. Harris holding high on the right side. Back to Hurst. Hurst is going to work off the curl from Garricky. Went back to Hurst. Looked like she might take a little hop with the ball, and that gets poked away. And Hurst turns it over again. Ball up the floor quickly to Josie Arnold. Attacks against Harris. Harris takes the drive away. Now the ball's back up to Hannah. Bears in the half court, 4:45 left in the half. Hepker with the entry. At the elbow, kicks back to Langham. Langham to Arnold. Shot fake. Working left side. She's going to take another three. That one was in and out. Langham with a great offensive rebound, and then goes to attack the basket, and Amaya Langham's going to go to the free throw line. First free throws tonight for the Lady Bears at the Welling Construction free throw line. Good activity there by Amaya Langham.
Yeah, good activity that whole offensive possession. They got the ball into the high post, which they're finding out is an open spot. They got a drive and a kick. No problems with Josie Arnold. Three was wide open. Like you said, great job by Amaya digging down and getting that offensive rebound.
Well, Lady Bears were like this a little bit the other night at Defiance, too. Didn't shoot it real well early on. Offense was a little clunky. That has continued. The good news is defense has been really good so far. Langham's second free throw. That one rattles in. She makes 1 of 2 from the line, cuts that lead to 3. 9-6 Archbold leads now. Bad handles in the backcourt by Archbold. Miley Vollmer picks it up. She can't get the layup to go, but she got fouled, and she'll go to the Welling Construction free throw line for 2. Good activity there by Miley Vollmer in for the Lady Bears.
Yeah, nice hands by Miley, and we saw that last Tuesday against Defiance. She came in and gave us an offensive spark when we didn't have one, and maybe she can get that going again tonight. Make a couple free throws and see if we can get her rolling on offense.
Vollmer's first free throw is short. What do you think? Can we blame this stuff on exam week, maybe? I know we practice every day. We've been shooting in this gym. Vollmer's second free throw is up and good. 9-7 now. Archbold's lead down to 2. Bears opportunity to get back into their pressure, which has been really effective. Went double dribbled. The official didn't see it. Oh, and then Miley Vollmer pokes the ball away. The same official who didn't see the double dribble is going to call a reach. When Miley poked the ball away in the backcourt, but it's going to be the first foul on her, first foul on the Bears this quarter. 9-7, 4:15 left here in the half.
Bryan's pressure is really bothering Archbold. I mean, they're not comfortable getting up the floor. They're not comfortable getting their offense off of it. Nice adjustment by the Bears coaching staff of keeping that pressure on.
Charlie Ford works into the paint, finds Harris. Another deep three for Harris, long on the backside. Offensive rebound to Garricky. We're going to get a foul on the floor by Hepker. A little bit of a bump. Second on the Bears. First on Hepker. Nothing hurt. Archbold will inbound now from underneath their own basket. Garricky was probably going to get a layup out of that, or a putback. Bears staying there man-to-man against the inbounds. And we're going to get a 5 call. Great man-to-man defense there by the Lady Bears. Took away first and second option.
Yeah, and you know that comes down to one thing. Play was scouted. It was worked on in practice. Our kids knew where the cuts were. They knocked down the cutters before they got there. Terrific job by coaching staff, by the Bears. Just, again, it's nice to see when you cause a turnover off an offensive inbounds play that comes to a lot of preparation.
Hepker had the ball in the paint, stepped through, kicked it to Hannah. She had it open look, but the ball got through her hands. She was able to regather, swing it around. Archbold knocks it out of bounds in front of in front of the Archbold bench. So with 3:41 left, down 2, the Bears will inbounds. Arnold throws it in to Hannah across court. Hannah back to Arnold. If nothing else, you're making the defense move with the long passes. Arnold finds Vollmer baseline. Vollmer with a great pass down to Hepker. Shot gets blocked. Harris or Ford picked the defender. Great ball movement by the Bears, and they got it right where they wanted it. Archbold now swings around the perimeter forward. Finds Went, top of the key 3, no good off back iron. Good check out really by Amaya Langham on the baseline. Piper Hannah not bad, but Charlie Ford just out-hustled her for that ball, and that's nothing against Piper. That's just a good player that she's working against.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup for her, especially on the boards. Piper doing a great job. Charlie Ford just, again, an exceptional player.
Inbounds here for Archbold under their basket again, get it in this time. Miley Vollmer working up top against Reagan Went, who goes to the basket. Runner, no good off back iron. Piper Hannah grabs the defensive board. Bears with a chance to tie or take the lead at the 3-minute mark in the first half. Maya Langham on the left side to Hannah up top, back to Langham. Bears get some cutters working through that zone. And Archbold happy to let the Bears throw it around the horn a little bit.
Let the Bears get that ball back into the higher low post area. That seems to be a real weak point of the matchup zone.
And Coach Grosheen's going to want to talk about it. Bears a little bit stagnant, standing still. Bears will have the ball here. We've got a 30-second timeout. Let's take a quick one here with them on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan Built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan Built.
Back at Bryan High School, 32nd S&S directional boring timeout called by the Bears. When it comes to your home or farm, make the smart play. From new main water and sewer lines to field drainage, S&S directional boring keeps things flowing underground so you can take your timeout in peace. S&S does it right the first time. Call them at 419-630-0729. All right, Coach Meister, we are back to a game that the Peach Baskets and Dr. May Smith would have enjoyed. 9-7 with 2.5 left here in the first half. Lady Bears down 2 with the ball.
Yeah, they got a little wonky on their offensive possession. They did not have good spacing. They need to get that high-low post spacing because that's where they're getting the ball inside. That's where they're getting their looks in the zone. Coach just wasn't happy. I think reminded them of, hey, keep your spacing. Make sure that high-low look is getting a good long look from us.
Bears turned it over in their possession. Archbold's got it now. Kern hard to the basket. Finishes left off the glass. She's been on the bench for a while. Comes in with some fresh legs. Her 3rd points of the night and an 11-7 lead now for the Blue Streaks. Piper Hannah gets caught up in the backcourt. Her pass gets knocked away. And the Golden Bears are going to get awarded a 30-second timeout on a really late whistle that's not going to make anybody in blue and gold very happy. All right, so Coach Meister, 11-7. Bears struggle a little bit with the pressure. See a little bit of their own medicine. Archbold running and trapping right away as soon as they see where the ball's going up a sideline.
Archbold has done a really nice job of picking their moments and times of when to press and when not, because this has not been a consistent press.
Right.
It's almost like at times they kind of caught us off guard, so a nice job by the coaching staff of making those adjustments. For the Bears, they have to recognize that Archbold inviting that pass into the corner where that trap is easy. They need to keep the ball in the middle of the floor.
I think a lot of that's got to do with, I think Archbold has only played 6 tonight, and I don't think Coach Ziegler is going to go a whole lot deeper than that in the parts of the ball game that matter, so they're going to pick and choose their times. Now you see another defensive change. Now they go 1-3-1 again and move it out to half court. The Bears step through, skip pass to Arnold, deep shot on the left side. That one is in and out. Defensive rebound to Garricky, and Archbold looks to run again. Kern kicks to forward, she attacks. Bears recover nicely in transition defense right there and get Archbold back into their half-court offense.
Yeah, nice closeout by Piper Hannah on forward, not letting her get the 3 or the drive.
Ball up top to Went. Bears have done a pretty good job against the curl action at the elbow. There's the ball to Garricky. Went ran the curl. Garricky tries to ISO herself down on the block, and she's going to get a tough luck whistle for her first, team's 4th. Really good job there by Brea Hepker defending her in the post. Backside help from Amaya Langham. She comes over, takes the ball away, and then gets the push from Garricky on a tough luck one. Yeah,
the backside help defense was terrific right there.
And there's Archbold extending that pressure to full court. Amaya Langham works through some traffic, and that ball gets swatted out of bounds by Kern. I've been impressed. Archbold picking and choosing, changing their defenses. It's enough just to keep the Bears off balance. In a night where they're really off kilter offensively anyway, that's just adding to the misery on the offensive end for the Lady Bears.
Yeah, that's a great point. They've not let Bryan get comfortable offensively whatsoever.
Arnold finds Langham inside. Her shot gets partially blocked. Finally had an open look on the block. We get a jump ball call. Miley Vollmer goes down, ties up the Archbold player. Quick whistle for a jump ball, so that's going to take the ball back to the Bears. 37 seconds left. Bears down 4. After all of this, a chance to be within 2, possibly 1, but the Bears can find a way to get a bucket and a stop. Ball gets inbounded. Vollmer's 3 from the left side goes long. Piper Hannah chases it down. Her shot off glass won't go. Gets her offensive rebound back again, and then they're going to call a jump ball, and I'm not sure the Archbold defender ever touched the ball. I will say officiating this year has been really good. I've watched boys and girls game, haven't had a whole lot to say, but you finally get to a league game and you get a crew that should be solid, that they should be solid. Good Bears pressure there forces another Archbold turnover.
Usually with the crew, you get some type of feel. It's like all 3 are calling it just a little bit differently. So it's depending on their positioning of what kind of call you're going to get.
So Bears with another chance, down 11-7. Arnold picks up her dribble, gets it to Piper Hannah, down to 12. Arnold finds Vollmer baseline, dumps to Hepker. Hepker gets blocked, gets it back, finishes off glass, gets it within 2, under 5. Don't foul. Miley Vollmer picks her pocket. No foul called, and the half is going to come to an end at 11-9. Well, I talked a little bit about third-grade basketball the other night against Defiance, and we had a third-grade game break out here tonight, Coach Meister.
Yeah.
11-9 after first half action.
If you love offense, go home.
Go home. Turn this thing off. Maybe the football. What time is it? The football's just getting ready to kick off. Maybe that'll be good.
But I will tell you, if you like defense and you like two teams playing their tails off, stay and watch, because I think this is going to get real fun in the second half.
Yeah, very aggressive defense has led to very, I think clunky is a nice way to say it, real clunky, real out-of-whack offense on both ends. So, I mean, the reality, it's a 2-point ball game at the half, your league opener. None of that's surprising. 11-9 is probably the part that's going to be real surprising to anybody that looks at that score. So we're going to take a break here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. We'll come back at the half in Bryan, where Archbold leads 11-9.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
If you served, you may qualify for VA health care, even if you were denied before. New rules recognize burn pit and toxic exposure claims. We can help you apply, understand benefits, and access the care you've earned. Let us help protect your health. Today and for the future, contact us to see how we can help. Williams County Veterans Service Office. Veterans serving veterans.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back at Bryan High School as we watch some of the 3rd and 4th grade basketballers playing here at halftime. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Baldy's Furniture, Stark's Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. All right, Coach Meister, 11-9 after an entire half of varsity basketball, so let's look a little bit at statistics that are going to tell the tale.
Yeah, and each team has one statistical category that just leaps out at you when you hear it. Let's start with the Archbold Lady Blue Streaks. They were 2 for 7 from the 2, 2 for 5 from the 3, 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 2 offensive rebounds, 11 defensive rebounds, turned it over 14 times in the first half. For the Bryan Lady Bears, they were 2 for 8 from the 2, 1 for 17 from the 3. I did not stutter. 1 for 17 from the 3.
Nope, I saw it.
2 for 4 from the free throw line, 7 offensive rebounds, 6 defensive rebounds, and they've only turned it over 3 times. And real quickly, we'll do individual stats so we can come back to those team ones a little bit. For Archbold, it's pretty simple. 2 kids scored. Claire Kern, 3, Charlie Ford, 8, for their total for 11. For the Lady Bears, Amaya Langham with 1, Miley Vollmer with 1, Josie Arnold with 2, Brea Hepker with 2, and Piper Hanna leads the scoring onslaught at half with 3.
Well, there's balance.
Very
Good balance by the Lady Bears. And I think there's 3 numbers that I heard that jump off the page to me. 1 for 17 from the Bears from 3. It's going to keep Archbold in that zone. They're going to be happy to let you keep shooting it if that's how you're going to be. 14 turnovers by the Blue Streaks have kept the Lady Bears in this and given them opportunities to keep it close even with that offensive number. And the one actually I didn't hear was Avery Ann Fisher's not in that point total with those two early fouls, sat almost the entire first half. I think she sat all the second quarter, still only down 2, and you have your leading scorer that's coming in hopefully fresh and a little motivated here in the second half. See what kind of difference that makes for the Bears.
You know, it's really interesting on both sides. You have Avery Ann Fisher, the leading scorer, who has not scored, and Archbold returning senior Miley Garricky, first team All-League, first team All-District, honorable mention All-Ohio, has not scored.
Maybe a little bit of an emphasis on both sides here defensively on who they wanted to watch and who they were talking about most of the time on their scouting reports. Hopefully that's the case.
Yeah. You know, you and I have talked a lot about that matchup zone. I actually had a couple of people ask me about, you talk about the matchup zone because our boys play it. We see it with different teams of actually what that is and maybe a little better explanation. It quite simply is you give them a zone look, but you play man-to-man in your area. So you could knock down a cutter. You could defend a kid from the middle of the key all the way out until you bump them off to the next open person. And so it doesn't matter what offense you run, that defense tends to morph into the same areas that your offense is in. And so when people hear us talk about a matchup zone, or why would you run a man-to-man offense against a matchup zone, or why would you overload? Like you said earlier, you're trying to get that defense to move. You're trying to get that matchup zone to get a little out of whack to give themselves some gas to shoot in on. So when people hear us talk about that, that's what makes that matchup zone so effective.
And really, as you stand here and you think about it after watching this first half, as silly as it may sound, all things being equal, if the game looks similar in the second half to what it was in the first, I still like where we are, where Bryan is, because if the Bears can continue to force turnovers, Archbold wasn't missing good looks, or a lot of time they're not getting shots out of possessions, whereas the Bears got plenty of looks. 17 threes, another 8 from 2. I mean, they got looks. They're just not going in. And you have the opportunity here to kind of flip the script in the second half. You can get the same looks. Somebody can get hot, see the ball go in the net a little bit. I like where the Bears are offensively.
Yeah, I do too. And that old coaching saying, defense travels, right? Because there's nights where offensively you can get great looks. The ball just doesn't go in. That's the game of basketball. But defense is something that can be consistent. And a little bit like we talked about at halftime with Defiance, we've not played great, at least on the offensive end. And like you said, I like where we're at. I mean, we have to come out and say we're going to play a whole lot better offensively. We're only down 2.
Yeah, and I can't believe – I couldn't believe the words when they came out of my mouth. It sounded almost crazier when they came out of yours, but we are not in a terrible spot. So we're going to be back here. We're going to take another break on the Golden Bear Sports Network. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about halftime adjustments, get some out-of-town scores, and get ready for the second half action here at Bryan High School.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
Allie Held Herman is a 2004 Bryan graduate and former Lady Bear basketball player. Allie tragically passed away in 2021, but she saved the lives of many others through organ donation. Allie's family encourages you to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor.
Our mom gave the gift of life. She is a hero. We love you, Mom.
Back at Bryan High School, Tim Meister, Brian Arnold here with Bryan Lady Bear basketball as the Lady Bears and the Blue Streaks getting ready to start second half action of the league opener for both schools. Archbold with the 11-9 lead, and if you're just joining us, that is not a mistake, 11-9 after a half of basketball. Coach Meister, we talked a little bit there before the break about the Archbold zone, about the Bryan pressure. So what are these coaches talking about at the half?
I think offensively for Coach Grosjean is to make sure that high post area and that walk-away spot, which is really the low block and then a step towards the sideline or two. Offensively, want the ball to go in there, and kind of like a man offense. They don't have to score in there, but when you get the ball inside, that zone tends to collapse, and that allows your shooters with better shots. It allows them to attack the basket. Defensively for Bryan, I don't think you change a whole lot. You continue to do what you're doing, force turnovers, make forward and Garricky really work hard for the points. On the side of the Lady Streaks, I think they're going to talk about taking care of the basketball because right now they had 14 possessions. They didn't get a shot, and that is huge when you are a team like Archbold that, one, you're a very good shooting team, so you're taking away opportunities to shoot, and two, you're pretty successful pressing, but when you don't make baskets and you turn it over, it's hard to press. So I think those are going to be the points of emphasis.
All right, well, both teams are out. We're under a minute here. Let's look quickly at some out-of-town scores brought to you by our correspondent from Northwest Ohio Sports, Matthew Clark. Girls finals, we've got Fayette defeated Hilltop 62-44. Montpelier defeated Holgate in a tight win 38-35. At the half, in another NWOAL game, Wauseon leads LC 17-14. Low scoring in the league is the option of the night, I guess. At the end of 3, Delta leads Evergreen 39-15. At the half in boys basketball action, Ayersville leads Fairview 33-27. Paulding leads Wayne Trace 38-22. And Defiance leads Walpock 12-11 in a low-scoring boys game. At the end of 3, PH having their way with Woodward 53-19. So those are our out-of-town scores. Out-of-town scores brought to you by WBNO and WQCT. No one covers Williams County sports like 100.9 B-Rock. Follow Bryan Golden Bears all season long on Q96.5. Listen on the air or online at WBNO, WQCT.com. So we are ready to start second half action. Bears will get the first possession. 11-9, Archbold lead on the main stop scoreboard. Main stops open when you need them. You're always near main stop. Don't forget Thirsty Thursday every Thursday.
See how the Bears attack this defense right away on the first possession. You know that was something that was
out by Piper Hanna and go to the free throw line. So both coaches, you can see adjustments made. Worked out for Archbold. Not as lucky for the Bears, even though they got 2 good looks. Gehrke's first free throw is good. Miley Gehrke comes in averaging a double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds, shooting about 70% from the free throw line. So her first shot from the Welling Construction free throw line is good.
Is that the first time we've seen her get the ball on the block tonight?
Yeah, they attempted one other time, threw the ball away. That was the first time that was a completed pass, and they got the look they wanted. Gehrke makes both, extends that Archbold lead to 13-9. And we're going to get the junior high jump ball call again in the backcourt as Amaya Langham gets tied up, and that'll be a turnover by the Lady Bears.
You see the frustration on Coach Grosjean's face because they continue to enter it into the corner of the floor, allowing Archbold for that easy trap. They have to really think about entering the ball more towards the middle of the lane and keep it away out of the corners.
Good job by the Bears defensively there. Just about forced a couple of turnovers. Archbold still got possession. Harris with a lob to forward. Miley Gehrke was keeping it alive. Brianne Fisher takes it away from her, and she looks to push it up the floor. Ball gets poked away from behind. Scramble for the ball. A lot of bodies on the floor. Ball finally comes to Miley Vollmer, gives it to Josie Arnold, and the action settles a little. Bears in the half court, trail by 4. Josie Arnold calls for the offense to get somebody to the high post. You can tell that was discussed at halftime. Piper Hanna high on the left side, works it up top. Penetrates. Finds Josie Arnold, right side 3, long off the back iron. Shooting woes continue for the Bears. Another open look, not able to finish. Arnold pokes away. Got it to Vollmer. Vollmer got it ahead to Arnold. Arnold missed the layup. Takes a shot over her shoulder, misses again, and she's going to reach in. Oh, and they're going to call a jump ball on that. And that was no doubt a foul. There was no basketball on that at all, but the Lady Bears will benefit from that whistle. So the ball goes back to the Bears. I'd say about 4 really good looks in 2 trips for the Bears. Nothing to show for it. And the Archbold continues to lead 13-9, 6:20 left here in the third quarter on the main stop scoreboard.
Yeah, they have gotten terrific looks on offense. There can be no complaints about that. They just cannot get the ball to go in.
Piper Hanna with a long skip to Amaya Langham. Penetrates the left elbow, stopped by Ford, back up top to Hanna. Hanna's pass goes through Josie Arnold's hands and out of bounds to the Lady Streaks. Turnover to the Bears, or turnover for the Bears to the Streaks. 6 minutes left in the third. Archbold leads 13-9 and has possession. Bears show their full court pressure as Wendt works against Arnold and Fisher. Fisher got a hand on it, but gets it up to Harris. Now Fisher will take Harris's pass away. Goes for the left-hand layup, and she gets hammered from behind. Pick your player there. It's either going to be Wendt or Harris with the foul at the rim, but Avery and Fisher chance to get going here and get some points at the free throw line. Fouls on Harris, her second.
The Bears in that man-to-man run and jump, and something they do on occasion did right there is they ran and jumped twice, and Archbold got the ball out of it. They jumped a third time, and Avery Ann got that run out on the turnover. So that's a heck of a job defensively.
Really active by the Bears, and I tell you what, it'd be easy to hang your heads and not play hard defensively by the way things have gone on offense, but the Bears have not done that. Fisher makes her first free throw, 13-10 Archbold. Second Welling Construction free throw is no good. You know you're cold if Avery Ann Fisher's missing free throws. Came into the week as nearly an 83% free throw shooter, struggled at Defiance, made 1 of 2 there. Archbold with the ball now leading by 3 as forward picks it up high. Kern works against Fisher on the left side, picks up her dribble, finds Miley Gehrke for the 3. It doesn't go. Josie Arnold pulls down the defensive rebound, gets it up to Piper Hanna, who pushes, gets it to Avery Ann Fisher right side. drops it to Langham. Langham's three's long again, and it's over the top of the backboard. And another good open look for the Lady Bears. It's funny, you're right, it's contagious. The hoop looks really big or the hoop looks really small, and right now, Bears are having trouble finding the ocean falling out of a boat.
It is so true in basketball, the old saying on offense, if you shoot good, you look good. If you shoot bad, you look bad.
Charlie Ford able to get the ball all the way to the basket, past Hannah by Vollmer, and then fouled by Langham at the rim. That'll be Langham's second, Bears second at the quarter, and Charlie Forward, whose 8 points tonight look like about 42 on a normal night. The way this game's going, she'll go to the free throw line with a chance for a couple more points. Her first free throw is up and good, and she probably is seriously the one player in the gym who shot it well tonight. She knocked down a couple of threes. She's been good at the free throw line. A chance to get to double digits here and extend this Archbold lead out to 5. And that free throw is good. She does. 15-10, Archbold leads on the main stop scoreboard. Bears get it in against that Archbold pressure. Arnold up to Fisher. Fisher with the diagonal to Hepker. Hepker goes at forward, can't get the bunny to go. Defensive rebound comes off to Archbold, and they're up the floor again. Went, Enders to Garricky. Oh my goodness. Miley Garricky and Amaya Langham got tied up at the elbow, and Amaya Langham had a lot of elbow and not a lot of basketball.
He's going to laugh when he hears this, but I feel so bad for Paul Stahl because the official who early on called the charge out of position, that play is right in front of him and he made no call. Paul Stahl, the trailing official, had to call something or it was going to get ugly. Just a nice piece of officiating by him, but again, putting him in a bad spot.
Yeah, he was trying to look through the two players to see what's going on. He didn't have the look. We had a great look from right here, and you'd see a lot of skin. As this game continues to get a little feisty at these loose balls, and it's going to because it's not really being taken much control of. But Archbold turns it over. Bears have it into their half. I try to get their offense going here against the stingy Archbold defense. Maya Langham works up top. And she fumbles it. I think normally that's a double dribble. Arnold finds Hepker, and Hepker finds the bucket. Brea Hepker, who came in, had 9 big ones against Defiance the other night, has 4 tonight. Good finish by her. As Claire Kern looks to push the ball up the floor, lost control of it a little bit, and her pass gets tipped out of bounds by Josie Arnold. 3:43 left on the third quarter clock. Bears trail 15-12 as Archbold will take it out of bounds under their own basket.
The Lady Bear offense just looks so different when it gets to that high and low post. I mean, they just get such good looks. Terrific pass by Josie Arnold. And again, Brea Hepker put herself in great position, finished the basket. They can continue to get the ball to those spots. They're going to have some good looks.
Jesse Kiston checks in, give Amaya Langham a break. Harris, boy, she had a lane. She picked up her dribble right away. One dribble and stop. Those are the ones that drive you crazy as a coach. Is Went has the ball up top. Oh. Piper Hannah gets a little bit of Charlie Ford at the left elbow after the ball got entered to her. Second on Hannah. Third on the Bears. Archbold will inbounds from their own, under their own basket again. Kern, the trigger man. Her inbound pass gets deflected, chased down by Harris, up top to Garricky. Around the horn to Kern. Kern finds Went. Went against Josie Arnold up top, picks up her dribble. Avery Ann Fisher, a little contact trying to get that ball from Kern, can't get it. Harris now works against Kidston, gets baseline. Nice little floater there to get over the front of the rim. And Harris gets her first 2 of the night, came in averaging 12. Bears find the ball quickly up the floor against pressure. Jessie Kidston just needs to be aggressive and go to the basket. Just indecisive once she caught it. She's a catch, take one good dribble and go to the basket, but she gets bailed out by a foul.
I think she caught it. She turned and there was nobody in front of her. It was a proverbial deer in the headlights. She froze.
Just not quite sure what she wanted to do.
Yeah. Nice job regathering herself, though, attacking the basket.
The freshman Molly Harris bails her out, gets her 3rd foul. Kidston gets to the line, knocks down her first free throw at the Welling Construction free throw line. Piper Hannah's going to get a break as Amaya Langham checks back in. 17-13, Kidston with a chance to get it back to a one-possession game with 2:57 left here on the third period clock. And she does, knocks down both free throws. Good work by Jessie Kidston there at the free throw line.
With Piper Hannah out, it looks like Langham's going to draw the assignment to guard forward.
Forward dribbles into traffic. Ball gets taken away by Kidston. She passes to Josie Arnold on the backside. Her and Harris get tied up. That's another jump ball out of bounds to the Bears. They'll get possession this time.
You cannot fault the effort of either team tonight.
No,
They're
playing extremely hard.
Bodies all over this floor. This is not a game for the weak.
Nope. You better be ready to scrap when you get in here because there's a lot of things happening. Shot gets blocked out of bounds. Amaya Langham attacks right side. Good aggressive move by her. I couldn't see if it was Harris or Garricky, but one of the two of them blocked that shot out of bounds. Josie Arnold will inbound to Langham. Step back three, no good. Finds Josie Arnold left side. She leaves it short from a foot away. Another jump ball on the rebound, and the ball will go to Archbold. Lady Bears chance to get back into their full court pressure. And we're going to get a timeout here. We're going to take it with them. Full timeout on the floor here in Bryan. We'll be back right after this break.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
Back at Bryan High School, coming out of that S&S directional boring timeout. Archbold will inbound. They've got the length of the floor to go. 2.5 left in the third quarter. 17-14 Blue Streak lead. Lady Bears back into the full court pressure. Fisher, Arnold, Thiel, Langham, and Hepker on the floor for the Bears. Kern, Hurst, Went forward, and Garricky on the floor for the Blue Streaks as Garricky's got it in the front court, finds Went, finds Hurst, finds forward down low, who finds half of the Bryan defenders down there to join her. Forward shot, long off back iron, pulled down by Went. Went finds forward. Forward's three is up. That's no good off back iron. Rebound to Garricky. Garricky works on Hepker and gets the shot to fall. Tough assignment for the sophomore there against the all-league senior. You got to be physical down there, and Brea Hepker can do that as Bears get it quickly up the floor. Fisher tries to step through traffic, and she's going to get called for a charge. Same official. And that's an interesting call at best, and that's about the nicest thing I can say about it. And the worst part is Avery Ann Fisher just got her third. Yep. Bears down 5. She's going to take a seat probably for the last minute 53. Yep. Just no chance for Avery Ann to get going tonight.
No, that's one where she probably should have given that ball up a little earlier and got it back. They had a 3-on-2, but she thought she had to step on the girl.
Archbold inbounds. Kern works in the backcourt, handoff to Went. Went finds Hurst at the circle, gets it to Kern, and Archbold's across now into their half-court offense. Kern picks it up top. Good ball pressure there by Piper Hanna. She tries to fire a backdoor cut, I think, to Hurst. Doesn't find anybody. So, again, Bears force a turnover. Defense has been good for the Bears all night. And then good defense return. Piper Hanna throwing it back to Josie Arnold. Deflected by Went, and then off Arnold's shoulder, and the Bears will turn it over underneath Archbold's basket.
I mean, there's nothing for free on the offensive end tonight. There's not easy passes to be made. There's not an easy basket to be had. Both these teams, I mean, they have been terrific defensively. And I know both teams have had some offensive woes, but as you said before, I think a lot of this is due to the defensive effort.
Yep, for sure. Miley Vollmer checks in for Brea Hepker. Archbold has it inbounded. Down to Ford on the block against Langham. Ford draws 3 Lady Bears. Fires it across court trying to find Miley Garricky and throws it to the Archbold bench. Bears force another turnover. Minute 25 left in the third. Bears trail by 5. They need to find a positive offensive possession right here. Josie Arnold works to the top, swings back to Langham.
Yeah, that high-low post is still open. They just got to find a way to get it there.
We're going to get body call here on Charlie Ford. She's going to pick up her first, Archbold's third. Foul to Maya Langham as she tried to work towards the elbow. 3 fouls on Archbold. They can give one more. The Bears' next foul, if they get one this quarter, Archbold will shoot. Piper Hannah works up top. Gets it to Langham right side. Langham picks her dribble up. The Bears just running their offense from so far away from anywhere dangerous right now. Archbold has forced that pretty much all night. Miley Vollmer working in the high post, found Thiel. Finds Hannah. The Archbold fans wanted a carry. Josie Arnold misses another 3. That went off front iron. Archbold now with a chance for a run out. Current attacks. Taken away. That opportunity taken away by Josie Arnold. Tries to tip it away. Went to Garricky. Garricky's shot is blocked by Kelsey Thiel, but we're going to get a foul called on Kelsey Thiel.
Yeah, I think he's going to call her on the body. I think she got her down low. Nope, called her on the arm.
All right, so 2 shots here for Miley Garricky. She goes to the line. 4 points on the night for the senior. Chance to get herself closer to that average of 12 points as that first free throw at the Welland Construction free throw line goes in. 6-point lead now for Archbold is about as big as we've seen in this low-scoring game. 20-16, 31 seconds left here, getting close to the end of the third quarter. Second free throw is good. Now 7, 21-14 Archbold. Lady Bears inbounds. Amaya Langham skip up the sideline to Miley Vollmer. Gets it ahead to Kelsey Thiel. Kelsey Thiel, no hesitation, right to the basket. And she gets fouled going to the rim. She'll get a couple of free throws here. That was pretty good execution against the pressure.
Heck of a pass by Miley Vollmer and a really nice catch by Kelsey Thiel, catching it and going strong to the basket. Great execution by the Bears on that press breaker.
Kelsey Thiel's free throw is a little strong, no good off back iron. She'll get a shot at it here from the free throw line. Second free throw, flat and long as well, so nothing out of the trip for the Bears. Archbold's got it. 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. Kern up top working against Langham. Getting the offense set, gets it to Garricky left side where they got the cut that they wanted. Went, got a wide open look at a layup, not able to convert. And then she's going to run in and tie it up. She gets a jump ball, ties up Kelsey Thiel, so Archbold's going to get another shot here with 4 seconds left. Oh, the possession error was incorrect. That ball will be Bryan's ball. So Bryan will get a shot at it here with 4.5 left at the end of 3. We'll see if the Bears can at least get a shot off. Piper Hannah attacks. She'll take the shot from half court, and that was about our best looking 3 we took in the third quarter. Just couldn't get it to go in. So the end of 3 quarters, Archbold with a 7-point lead, 21-14 on the Golden Bear Sports Network. We'll be back for the last 8 minutes of basketball right after this.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Trust is built when we know someone has our back, on the field, in the stands, and in life. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're more than a service provider. We're neighbors and friends. For generations, families have trusted us to care for their loved ones with compassion and dignity.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Back at Bryan High School for fourth quarter action here from the Bears Den. Lady Bears trail Archbold 21-14 in the NWOAL opener for both squads here on a Friday night in December. And it's cold outside. It's been cold inside offensively. Good defense on both ends. Kids playing real hard, but baskets have been awful hard to come by in this 21-14 ball game.
Yeah, this 7-point deficit looks a little bigger than 7, just how the offense is going.
Archbold gets the opening possession here of the third quarter. Bears stay in their man-to-man. Kern's going to attack, tries left hand off glass. Miley Garricky got the initial rebound, but Miley Vollmer takes down her miss. So the Bears now chance to cut into that lead with their offensive possession. Arnold left hand pass to Langham. The Bears reset in their offense, and the Bears are probably going to have to now take some chances at attacking the basket, and they turn it over. Their first possession ball got tipped away. Avery Ann Fisher not able to get the handle on it. Archbold now will come down the floor. We're going to get a foul called on Miley Vollmer against Miley Garricky. That'll be her second, team first of the quarter. Went will inbound to Kern, back to Went, and to Ford. Charlie Ford now 10 points on the night, leading game high scorer. I think we're going to get a hold on Miley Vollmer. Miley Vollmer again working against Miley Garrick. He's going to get called for a hold. Picks up her third. Back-to-back fouls there for Vollmer. We're going to get a sub to the table. Brea Hepker looks like she will check in for Miley Vollmer. Not an easy assignment. I don't know that anybody wants that assignment. A couple of quick ones there for Miley.
Archbold doing a nice job of spreading the floor, making the help defense on the backside hard to get to, and then letting Garricky work her way down low.
Ball works its way back to Went, back up top to Harris. Avery Ann Fisher about got a hand on that pass. And the Brian Crowd and coaches wanted to travel there on Harris, kind of leapt into her pass and didn't throw it. Ball gets skipped to Ford and Hannah. Those two have gotten to know each other in tonight's ball game. See, Archbold's running more of that high curl and cut, kind of the Cougar offense now. Forward down deep against Piper Hannah. Fall away won't go. Defensive rebound to Josie Arnold. Looks to push a little bit. Senior works the ball up the floor, finds Piper Hannah. Left side three is good. That one looked good out of her hand. Big field goal there for the Lady Bears as Archbold's going to throw another one away. Clara Kern a little out of control, fires it down the right side. Bears force a turnover. Down 4 now, 21-17 on the main stop scoreboard. Bears with another chance, and that was as pretty as offense has looked all night for Bryan.
Yeah, nice penetration by Josie Arnold. Got a nice kick out, got a nice look. Piper Hannah squared herself up and let it go.
Archbold takes a timeout. We'll stay right here, talk about the ball game. Timeouts tonight brought to you by S&S Directional Boring. When it comes to your home or farm, make the smart play. From new main water and sewer lines to field drainage, S&S Directional Boring keeps things flowing underground so you can take your time out in peace. S&S does it right the first time. Call 419-630-0729. 2-4 what from three, Coach Meister?
I believe that makes us now 2 for 23, if I'm not mistaken.
2 for 23. Piper Hannah's got them both, one off glass, and that one she decided to do the hard way and just knock it straight down. So 21-17, Archbold leads. 6 left in the ball game.
And you hope them seeing a ball go through the basket. As much as bad shooting can be contagious, so can good shooting. So you really hope that ball going through that basket, other kids see it, kind of gives us a little momentum, maybe knock down 2 or 3 in a row. See if we can get some of that offensive mojo back.
Well, the Lady Bears should be extremely confident about their defense, that's for sure. Fisher's two-pointer won't go. Chases down her own miss. Lady Bears retain possession, still in their offense. Piper Hannah works the top, swings to Arnold. Arnold works left. Key back to Piper Hannah. Arnold in front of the Bryan bench. Gets its corner to Fisher. Ill-advised pass gets tipped away. And then out of all the contact tonight, Paul Stahl is going to call Josie Arnold for a foul on that at half court. And there was a lot of basketball on that one after everything we've seen tonight. That's terrible. So Archbold will inbound in front of their bench, 21-17. Went gets it into Garricky. Bears stay in their man-to-man defense. Ball gets swung around to Forward. Forward tries to inbound. She tried to inbound it into Garrick. He threw it over not inbound. And then we're going to get a trip out front by Reagan Went. That'll be Went's second, team second. Oh, just team first. Just teams first. So Josie Arnold inbounds in front of Brian Crowd, gets it to Piper Hanna up top, back to Amaya Langham, and the Bears are into their half-court offense. Archbold continues to do a great job extending their defense up high and forcing the Bears to run their offense from above the 10-foot line of the volleyball court.
Yeah, I think the Bears got to get back into that overload look. That's the look that Archbold had the most difficulty with.
Fisher skips to Arnold, left side three. Front iron, no good. Bears hustle after the basketball. Going to get tied up down low. Josie Arnold trying to chase her miss. Ties up Miley Garricky, gets the jump ball. The Bears will keep possession.
Nice hustle play by Josie there. Give us another possession.
The Bears inbounds. Arnold with the ball. Fires to Langham. Langham attacks into the paint. Runs into Miley Garricky. No call. Ball goes out of bounds. We're going to say that it's off of Amaya Langham. Bears lose possession. 21-17. 4:47 left here in the fourth quarter. And again, the Bears cannot complain about the shots they're getting. It's just no shots they're making as Kern fires one down the left sideline and out of bounds again. Another turnover for Archbold.
That's 24 turnovers for Archbold tonight.
And that's really the only thing that's kept the Bears in the game. Shooting's been poor, to say the best, but the defense has forced 24 turnovers and allowed the Bears to stay in this league game. Down 4 late to Archbold in the low-scoring game. Arnold's pass gets taken away by Harris. Turnover by the Bears. And then we're going to get a travel called on Kern. Probably thinking about that layup before she caught that one. Not going to knock how hard the girls are playing. I don't think anybody's going to look back at this one and cut a lot of highlights out of it. No. Girls are playing hard. It's just been a real rough night for everybody who's been on the floor tonight wearing blue and white.
This one's not going to be mistaken for a Mona Lisa whatsoever.
Not a chance. Ball is with Fisher down the corner, skip to Langham. Passes up the three, attacks, shot fake, no good. Hepker gets a putback. Brea Hepker, 6 points now for the Lady Bears for the sophomore. Bears within 2. Ball gets forced into the middle. Josie Arnold takes it away from Harris. She's going to attack, try to go to the basket. We're going to get a block call.
He thought about calling a charge.
He thought about it. He's really liked that charge goal tonight. So Josie Arnold's going to get a chance to go to the free throw line here for the Lady Bears and tie this up. 3:48 left. Josie Arnold goes to the Welling Construction free throw line. First free throw is no good, as to be expected. Josie Arnold comes in, averaging 12, has 2. Has struggled from the free throw line a little bit this year, shooting just 60%. Second free throw for the senior coming up. And is good. Gets 1, Bears within 1, 21-20. Archbold has the 1-point lead. Bears back to their pressure in the backcourt. Josie Arnold and Avery Ann Fisher chasing. And then we're going to get another turnover. Great defense by Piper Hanna. Forces Charlie Ford to kick that out of bounds. Another turnover generated by really good Golden Bear pressure. So for the first time tonight, good possession here for the Bears, and they can take a lead in this ball game. They've been down from the tip. Josie Arnold with the skip. Ill-advised pass that Harris will pick off on the other side. And then we're going to get a block call on Josie Arnold that'll put Harris at the free throw line. That'll be 2 fouls on Arnold. 4th foul on the Bears, so Archbold's going to shoot it the rest of the way out now. First free throw for Harris is up and good. Molly Harris, just a freshman, really impressive. Plays hard out there, long and athletic. Comes in, like I said, averaging 12 points a game, 5 rebounds. Knocks down 2 big free throws right there. Gets Archbold's lead back out to 3. Still a 1-possession game. Arnold gets the ball up to Avery Ann Fisher at half court. She looks to attack. Gets the ball down low, goes out of bounds. Going to go out of bounds off of Harris. Avery Ann kind of lost the handle down there at the end, so the Bears will inbound underneath their basket.
Sometimes being on offense tonight is treacherous.
Bears run some curl action. Josie Arnold take a three, way short. Avery Ann Fisher offensive rebound is good. Bears back within one. Good action there. Good activity by Avery Ann Fisher to get that offensive rebound.
Nice job by Avery Ann.
Harris, the long skip to forward. Forward finally gets a handle. Defended by Josie Arnold. She'll spin dribble left. Spin dribble right into Piper Hanna, who ties her up. Forces a jump ball. Archbold will keep it down here. Arrow will be back to Bryan after this. 23-22, Archbold leads at the 2:54 mark of the ball game. Kern triggers, ball gets tipped. Harris finds it, can't hit the runner. Rebound to Wendt, and then she throws it out of bounds. Tried to make a left-handed pass to forward and kind of lost control of the ball. And I don't want to say Coach Ziegler's frustrated, because that's an understatement for everybody in the gym right now, I think, with the way some things have gone, but I'm not sure that was the pass he'd like to see coming out of there.
Yeah, I think he's frustrated with the turnovers. Coach Groschin's frustrated with the shot making. It's just been one of those nights where, like you said, baskets come at a premium tonight.
So Lady Bears, again, with a chance to take a lead in this game, trailing by 1, 2.5 left in the quarter. Avery Ann Fisher's got it, finds Brea Hepker. Boy, a lot of contact there from Wendt. No call from the underneath official, but Wendt, as she gathered the ball, was standing on the baseline. So the Bears will keep possession. They've got it on the baseline, 2:21 left, down 1. Chance again for the Lady Bears to get a lead. Arnold inbounds to Piper Hanna. Hanna works against forward. Right side, spin dribble in the paint. Kicks to Fisher. Open look from 3 is good. And the Bears' first lead of the night is 2 points, 25-23. Avery Ann Fisher with a huge 3 for the Lady Bears.
And a great look by Piper Hanna, drawing 2 on defense and finding the open.
Off of that, Arnold with the long skip pass. Fisher at the basket attack. She finishes again off glass. Avery Ann Fisher with 5 points here. Bears keep that 2-point lead. Quick push by Archbold. Forward's going to attack at the basket. And we're going to get a foul called on Amaya Langham. Charlie Ford will go to the line for 2 free throws with 1:22 left here.
Very rarely do you say 3 consecutive made baskets as an offensive flurry, but tonight it's a blizzard.
About couldn't keep up with the pace.
Woo.
So Charlie Ford will go to the line. Senior comes in, averaging 16. Shooting 50% from the line. I'm not sure she's missed a whole lot of free throws. She's got 11 now. And there hasn't been a lot of opportunities.
Archbold is 9 for 9 from the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, we should never talked about how poorly they shot this year. As that one front iron, back iron, and in, and we are tied again. Tied now at 27. We're going to get a timeout on the floor, I believe called by Archbold. Full timeout. We'll take it with them here on the Golden Bear Sports Network and come back for the last minute 20.
Fallen on hard times? At the Williams County Veteran Service Office, we're here when life gets tough. We provide emergency financial assistance for housing, food, and utilities, plus transportation to VA medical appointments. Whether you need help today or just someone who understands, we're ready to serve. Please reach out to see what we can do for you, because the only veteran we can't assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back at Bryan High School, coming out of that full SNS directional boring timeout. Ball game tied at 27. Lady Bears have clawed their way back into this, down by as much as 7 at one point. A low-scoring affair here at Bryan High School. Avery Ann Fisher has come alive. Yep. 5 points here in the last couple of minutes. She's got 8 to lead the Lady Bears at this point. The Lady Bears have the ball. 1:22 left on the clock. Archbold has 3 fouls to give before the Bears would go to the line, and that's a big number.
And you wonder why coaches are going to call that timeout. I want to see defensively. Are they going to try to take the ball away from Avery Ann? Are they going to try to trap somewhere? Typically, you call a timeout in that situation. You want to do something
Arnold
special.
finds Fisher, and she buries another 3. Avery Ann Fisher forced to spend a lot of the game on the bench from some calls early on, and Avery Ann Fisher tips that away. But she has come alive. Thought that was a 3-point field goal. Nobody signaled, so the scorer's table, there's the signal from Paul Stahl. That was a 3-point field goal. So the Bears lead by 3, 30-27. Archbold has the ball, minute 4 left on the clock. Lady Bears will stick with that full court pressure as Wendt and Kern are working against Arnold and Fisher. Ball gets the middle to Forward. Forward gets it up to Harris. Harris can't get it to go. Garrick's shot gets blocked by Langham. Forward banks in a 3 to tie the ball game after a great play of Maya Langham. Bears back into their end. Tie ball game at 30. 35 seconds left on the game clock. Arnold finds Fisher in the corner again. Finds Langham. Back to Arnold. Shot fake. Arnold passes to Langham. Back to Arnold.
Bears have 3 timeouts left. I think we want to make sure we get the last one, and it's a good one.
Fisher in the corner to Langham. Langham's 3 is up. No good off back iron. 17 seconds left. Kern's got the ball. Spin dribble, pushes, finds Forward. Forward with a shot fake, working against Langham. Scoop shot, no good. Nobody checked Miley Garricky. And she gets the offensive board, is going to go to the free throw line. Got 2 Bryan players standing and looking at the shot. Nobody finding the girl to check out.
That's not the kid you want to put at the foul line right now either. She's their best free throw shooter and hasn't missed a free throw tonight.
So we got 6 seconds left on the clock. Miley Garricky will shoot 2 in a tie ball game. We'll stay here. Really good flurry here at the end of this one, Coach Meister on the offensive end. Spark by Avery Ann Fisher. I don't know if all 11 are in the fourth quarter. Got 10. All here in the fourth quarter, I assume, because she was relegated to a lot of bench time as the game was going on earlier. But it's a really tough break right there for the Bears. The errant shot didn't go. You had 2 Bryan defenders underneath the basket. Nobody checked out Miley Garricky. And then we get a foul on Brea Hepker that's going to send her to the free throw line. You will have time, and you have timeouts. So Coach Grosheen, depending on what happens, makes them both, makes one, doesn't make either one, whatever it is, the Bears will have a timeout so he can draw up something to get a look at the end of the ball game.
Yeah, and going back to the offensive rebound, Miley Garricky did a nice job of not standing in cement. I mean, she followed the shooter in, tried to anticipate where that ball was going to come off and made a nice play. We're going to have plenty of time to get a quality shot off. Again, with this timeout, I'm assuming he is going to, on any type of missed basket, if we get the rebound, we're going to call timeout, maybe even on 2 made free throws. So we're going to have a lot of options here. Key thing is if she misses, we have to box out.
First shot for Garricky is back iron, front iron, and out. So at worst, the Bears will have any kind of shot to take a lead here. If this one doesn't go, I'll be interested to see if Coach Grosheen doesn't take a quick timeout on a defensive rebound. Second free throw is also long, off back iron, but goes in. And now we have a full timeout from Coach Ziegler. So let's take a quick timeout with them. We'll be right back here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
All right, back at Bryan High School, coming out of this timeout. Archbold's got 2 fouls to give before the Bears would go to the line on the 5th. So it'll be interesting to see here with Coach Ziegler. Part of the strategy isn't to be super handsy defensively in the backcourt to make the Bears burn extra clock. 6.6 on the clock. Josie Arnold will inbounds. Coach Grosjean sees what Archbold is doing, and he's going to call a timeout. So a little bit of strategy going back and forth. Coach Grosjean sees how the defense was set. He's going to draw something up now against the Archbold D. Full timeout for the Bears. So Coach Meister, it'll be interesting to see, will Archbold foul? They can afford to be super aggressive, everything on this side of half court, because you're not going to get a shooting foul called.
I agree with you.
And you make them burn extra time, make them take it out of bounds again. If they want to draw something up out of an inbounds, now they got to do it again, and the Bears are down to one timeout at this point.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's exactly the strategy. It'll be interesting if Archbold tries to do it out of that zone press or they try to do it out of a full court man. I think you're a little more chancy out of a zone, because if you don't get the foul and you get a long skip pass, and all of a sudden you got a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2. We saw a little frustration by Coach Grosjean. I'd love to ask him after the game, because I believe he said that when Archbold came out in their defense and Bryan came out, he told the official, "I'm going to call a timeout." And they didn't give him the timeout, and he had to scream. And they had a pretty interesting conversation there at the timeout. And I know it wasn't anything about, hey, I've got a nice box of Christmas cookies for you after the game.
No, I'd love to share.
He was pretty animated, and that's very rare for him.
Now Archbold has changed their defense. They now have someone on the ball. Josie Arnold heaves it deep. Fisher's got it, gathers, crosses over, kicks to Arnold, gets tied up. Oh, they're going to call a jump ball. Raked across both arms. They're going to call a jump ball on that. Oh, my goodness. Well, that was a perfect end for the way that game was called poorly. Josie Arnold had the ball, trying to take a three, gets raked across both arms, and they call a jump ball and wave the clock dead. So that's going to end the ball game here in Bryan. Archbold's going to escape with a 1-point win in a interesting, to say the least, basketball game here tonight at Bryan High School, Coach Meister.
Yeah, that's a game that's very difficult to describe other than just two teams who just win at it and just refuse to let the other team have any type of comfortable offensive capabilities. I mean, every basket you got was just a battle. Tooth, nail, claw, blood, kids on the floor. It was an incredible game as far as just pure effort and two teams trying to get it done.
Yeah, you can't say it any better than that. That's really, if that's what the focus is, if you can keep that the focus, that was a good basketball game to watch by how hard kids competed, how hard kids went back, how hard they played, really executing well on the defensive end both ways, making life hard on each other on the defensive end. Neither coach can question effort.
No.
And neither one can question the competition the whole time. You know, execution at times, obviously, on the offensive end isn't going to be good for either coach. They're going to go back and look at open shots missed by Bryan, by errant passes and turnovers by Archbold. They both know they need to play better as the season goes on. Right. But in the end, that W is huge in the win column for Archbold to stay not only undefeated, but to get that first league win. We talked about at the beginning, if you're going to say anything in this league, you got to find a way to beat those three at the top, Delta, Archbold, and PH. Lady Bears had a chance tonight to try to steal one and weren't able to get that done in the end.
Yeah, I think both coaches are going to go back and watch this film, and Coach Ziegler is going to not be happy with how they took care of the basketball tonight. They had some turnovers. They had some uncharacteristically bad passes. They had some really poor offensive possessions where they made bad passes. And on the other end, I think Coach Grosjean is going to go back and look. And we didn't shoot well, but there are some times, too, that we really got caught standing against that matchup zone and didn't get the ball into the right spots. So I think both coaches are going to walk away with one of those and say, I can't ask any more of my kids as far as effort, but execution-wise, we got some things we have to fix before we get into the next game.
All right, we're going to finish up working on some stats right here. We'll come back after this break, talk about the numbers a little bit, and then talk about what's up next on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Here in Williams County, we believe that no veteran should feel forgotten. Our Veteran Service Office is here to serve, helping with VA claims, pensions, healthcare enrollment, and so much more. We're veterans serving veterans with dignity, honor, and respect. Reach out to us today to see how we can help, because the only veteran we can assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
All right, back at Bryan High School, where the Archbold Lady Streaks defeated the Lady Golden Bears tonight in the NWOAL opener for both teams, 31-30, in a really good high school basketball game in some ways and a really rotten high school basketball game in some other ways. So, Coach Meister, let's look at here. Let's talk a little bit more about how we get to the point of a 31-30 game with these two really good teams.
Two teams who I think are going to score a lot more points than that as the year goes on and have previously in the games that they played. I think it's a combination of a couple of things. One, we'll go back and keep harping on it, but both teams were just so good defensively tonight. The effort individually, team-wise, they were just really good, and they didn't let either team have clean looks at the basket. And when you got a clean look, it was such a short window to take the shot. I think some of those shots probably got a little bit rushed because of that. So that's key one. The key two is neither team shot it well either, because when they did get the looks, they both teams missed shots they normally made. But again, we'll go back to when you don't get clean looks all the time, the looks you are used to getting, that puts you a little bit of a foreign territory as a shooter.
Right. And I think things kind of snowballed early. Ball wasn't going in. I think that it snowballed on the Archbold side by turnovers, and then they got rattled a little bit. Credit the defense. Credit the plan that both coaches. These are a couple of guys that know each other. They've coached against each other a long time, so that they know how to put a plan together to handle the other one. So that's got to have a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, sometimes a familiar foe is the most difficult one to defend. So let's start looking at some stats here. Let's go team stats for game totals. Let's start with Archbold. They were 5 for 19 from the 2, 3 for 10 from the 3, 12 for 14 from the free throw line, and coming in, they were a team that was shooting under 50%, so that was huge tonight. 8 offensive rebounds, 18 defensive rebounds, and an incredible 29 turnovers. Very rarely do you see a team with 29 turnovers on the winning end. For the Lady Bears, they were 6 for 20 from the 2, 4 for 28 from the 3, 6 for 12 from the line, 14 offensive rebounds, 11 defensive rebounds, and only 12 turnovers. Individual scoring. The Lady Streaks had 4 players that scored tonight. Freshman Molly Harris with 4, Claire Kern with 5, Miley Garricky with 7, all in the second half, and Charlie Ford with 15, and a very hard-earned 15 for Charlie. For the Lady Bears, Amaya Langham with 1, Miley Vollmer with 1, Jezzy Kidston with 2, Brea Hepker with 6, Piper Hanna with 6, Josie Arnold with 3, and Avery Ann Fisher led the Lady Bears with 11, 10 of those 11 coming in the fourth quarter.
That big flurry by Avery Ann finally got herself loose, got a couple looks, got those threes to fall. That sparked her, and it got the Lady Bears coming back from that 7-point deficit, got the girls back into the game at that point, even took the lead. And that, we talked about it, the Bears were down, felt like 4-0 right away in the ballgame, then 4-0 halfway through the first quarter. So that lead that they took at whatever it was, 29-27 or 25-23, whatever it was, that lead was the first lead they saw all night.
Yeah, you know, another big play that we haven't talked about because it happened in such a flurry is Avery Ann hit Fisher. I think it was the second time Archbold tied it up. Hits that big three in the corner. They come down and Charlie Forward banks in the three to tie it up. It's just like every time the Lady Bears got a little momentum, it seemed like something happened on the other end of the floor. They kind of swung it back the other way.
Yeah, a couple of, almost like they talk about the prize fights, just answering blow for blow there in the fourth quarter, whether it was offensively or defensively there at the end of the ball game. So, go ahead, Coach Meister, sorry.
No, this game, there's a stat that I always kept as a coach, and it was you could almost bank on it, that you took a team's offensive rebounds and their turnovers, and you added those two numbers up, and whoever had the lower number always won. And this is a game where it blew this out of the water because the Bears had 14 offensive rebounds and 12 turnovers for a total of 26. The Lady Streaks had 29 turnovers and 8 offensive rebounds for 37. So we had more offensive rebounds and less turnovers by a large margin. And that's just an oddity I have not seen in a very long time. But this game was somewhat of an oddity.
Yeah, that might be the exception that proves the rule. And in the way this game was played, the other big number there for the Lady Bears that probably says why that ended that way was that 4 of 28 from 3. When that is that much of your offense and you're that cold from out there, it's going to cause a lot of issues. All right, well, this is a reminder that tonight's game was brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Baldy's Furniture, Stark's Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. The next game on the Golden Bear Sports Network will be Saturday, December 27th, a week from tomorrow, as the boys basketball team will host Rossford, pregame around 7 p.m. Boys are on the road tomorrow in a game that we are not broadcasting, playing at Pettysville. We'd like to thank our crew tonight. Our director was Colton Sheeline. Robotics were run by Jackson Vashaw. Replay in the truck by Chris Malanga. Our cameras tonight were operated by Elijah Cummins, Miles Northrup, and Easton Heater. Our statistician, Karen Meister, did a fantastic job, and want to thank Rick Armitrout back at Q96.5. This student broadcast is produced by the Golden Bear Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any duplication or other use of this broadcast, including descriptions or accounts of the game without the express written consent of the Bryan City School District, is prohibited. One final time for all of us at the Golden Bear Sports Network. With Tim Meister, I'm Brian Arnold. Your final score, Archbold gets the Lady Bears 31-30. Have a great night and great holiday.